Test, 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 test. What is going on? What is good, YouTubers, my fellow viewers, subscribers, and most loved my most loved patrons. It's the 23rd of November, year 2025. Both at Sydney Standard Time / Australian Eastern Sunlight Saving Time and local northeastern China Standard Time. I figured some of you guys out there might be, well, not exactly messing around, but just, kind of floating around or letting it, rot or lying flat or just, onto, or up to something, rather idle or, something to, to kill your time, blah, blah, blah. And what is going on? Oh, Siri. Oh, that's so embarrassing to hear someone addressing me as Siri. well, though not exactly unwelcomed. Yes, I do kind of enjoy you guys, addressing me as Siri to some extent, yeah, but I'm not exactly Siri, and certainly my the level, or I should say, the level of my posh accent hasn't reached such level of proficiency yet. So yeah, I am too flattered to be called Siri. But hi, I'm Siri, your non-virtual assistant. I'm Siri, your non-virtual assistant. That's kind of both awkward and flattering. Both at the same time, yeah, but a little bit of a joke, a bit of I cracked. Hopefully, I succeeded in cracking a bit of joke there out there here to you guys out there. Yeah, but not yeah. To be absolutely honest, I haven't really done much in particular for this weekend. Though yes, thank God, and thanks be to my deceased old man and my grandma, I have had another, relatively speaking, peaceful and soothing weekend. Which means yes, I did, have, and I still do have plenty of time, to reflect on my own life, on my past experiences, and my past wrongdoings, sins, mistakes, and also those highly awkward slash embarrassing moments and even you know um, confrontations um, and and yes, all those critical moments I've had in my in my past life during my foolish youth and blah blah blah. Yeah, but and yes, on the other hand, yes, I do. I am still, yes, as a matter of fact, planning my next moves, my next mission or missions of further exodus and adventures, to somewhere else. But yes, in case I do manage to get to to gather or earn some more funds, I am certainly considering paying another visit to the Hong Kong coin show or coins fair. But I suppose it's going to be hosted, yes, likely by someone else. They won't imagine that PCGS, you know, or slash. Um, well, I beg your pardon for not being able to recall, the full name of PCGS. The one of the most, or I should say, the most um, prestigious grading service company, for coins, in particular for those all those antique coins, blah blah, and all those sorts of relics and valuable artifacts, blah blah blah. Yeah, but yeah, I don't suppose PCGS will host another coin show or coin fair at a different location, though. Somewhere deep in central Hong Kong CBD. Um, and yes, and on the other hand, on top of that, there will be fewer there will be fewer coin vendors or coin vendors or merchants attending the event. So yes, all things considered, I don't suppose it is that likely for me, to attend, the Hong Kong coin show or coin fair. But I suppose the other one is called Hong Kong numismatics fair instead of Hong Kong coin show, and they seem to have a completely um, completely they seem to have another whole website from the from the main one that I used to book my my day pass there previously, yeah, so to speak. So yeah, unless I manage to say uh, again, unless I manage to to more funds for this, for the remaining days of this month and the following month, unless I get super duper lucky for this month and the following month, I won't be attending another coin show or numismatics event in Hong Kong in year 2025. So that says, even if even if I do plan to go there for for the second time or even the third time, so on and so forth. They will likely happen in year 2026 and so on and so forth instead of year 2025. Yeah, but yes, I certainly look forward to seeing someone new there and something new there. I ideally something you know pleasantly pleasantly surprising instead of surprisingly frustrating or demoralizing. Blah blah blah. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it is indeed an insanely, how should I put it, insanely hostile and overwhelming world we are currently stranded in. And it seems that we have are no power nor strength to do something in order to change the world for the better. And I have said in one of my previous posts on my channel that don't attempt to change the world, don't aim to change the world or attempt to change the world, but so long as you can level up in ranks and in your own level of power, then the world will automatically change for you. Yeah, that's the core idea, the core, the mindset, the spirit. Yeah. So yeah, for this afternoon, I pretty much spend some time, like a dub, on the interweb, and I played quite, I played some more chess for quite some time, since I've lost some more ELO or MMR points, as a result of losing plenty of games. But now I have I managed to fight my way back to the 500 ELO or MMR points league again. But yeah, it was so exhausting and demoralizing, to say the least. But yeah, so yeah, I just other than trying to level up myself by practicing the the virtue, not exactly virtue, but some something like virtue and um, um, and skill sets of self improvement. And in the meantime, trying to keep my existing mental symptoms at bay. AKA um, staying fit and healthy both in the physical and mental and spiritual sense. Other than those tasks at hand or on hand, I don't really have something as concrete as a dream or a dream life. You know, aside from what I've mentioned, uh, you know, as to what I plan to do, what I plan to achieve. And yes, there's such saying that quote unquote never share your dreams or never tell um, other people your dreams, your goals, and blah blah blah. Yes, it does make a lot of sense since other others, most likely those NPCs will mock you, will ridicule, at your dreams, your goals, by playing the role as naysayers, you know, you know, um, blah blah blah. Saying saying something like, "Well, it is too, it is too high standard, too, it goes way beyond your range of capabilities or your skill sets to say to go somewhere or be someone or make a certain amount uh, of money or slash accumulating a certain amount of wealth, blah blah blah. They will most likely mock you, ridicule you, for sharing your dreams, your goals, with them. But so long as you have a strong heart, you have a fortified mind. It really won't matter that much whether you share or tell your dreams, yours, to others. But yet you certainly want to to share your dreams and goals with people whom share share highly similar, if not completely identical, I ideals and my mindset um, as you do, so that you can work together as a team to improve efficiency and chance of success. Yeah, that the I suppose that is my own thoughts about whether or not you should share your dreams, your goals with someone else, blah blah blah. um but yeah, it is quite a highly unpredictable, unstable, volatile, and hostile world. Even on YouTube, you will unfortunately, more or less, more often not run into a bunch of some stupid MCs, if not trolls, if not haters. Though I do admit that more often than not, even I myself can behave like an arsehole slash a hater, a troll. Since I got banned by hiding in my room, by hiding in my room last night, for saying something that might sound mean or hostile to him. I just I never well, I just said that he was so pathetic, by by simping for women, by simping, for sex, simping for, what he calls serial, cereal. But, in truth, it's, implicitly to sex, to sexual intercourse, by him. So yeah, and I got banned from his live stream, and in frustration and also in retaliation, I unsubscribed from his channel. So yes, well, in case you feel interested, you may wish to go to well, you may then wish to type um, type in expert reviews zone on YouTube's search bar, and go look for the not exactly the new hiding in my room, but he changed the name of his channel on YouTube. And on the other hand, he seems to have lost hope. Though I won't say that he has lost that much amount of hope, nearly as much as I have. But it is meaningless, to engage in, or to participate in the so-called suffering contest, or suffering uh, Olympics. But I know most people, most NPCs, tend to do that a lot. You know, ever since the dawn of human civilization, or even well before human civilization emerged. But I guess I did hurt his feelings, and therefore I got banned from his live stream, and therefore from his page on YouTube. But yeah, regardless, it's not the first time that I got banned from someone else's live stream on YouTube. So um that um d- um you know I beg your pardon. Did not hurt my feelings that much. I pretty much got used to to you know to saying something, um you know um d- um uh, um uh, uh offensive to someone else. I don't tend to hesitate to piss others off, in the event that I must tell the truths. And on top of that, I am not the only one. um I'm certainly not the only one, seeing hiding in my room slash um expert reviews zone, someone so pathetic. I beg your pardon. You know, as far from weak himself, oftentimes says, "Stop being pathetic." And that's the cool, the key, the key, the key in stop the key in stopping yourselves from being pathetic lies in lies in I suppose it lies in the real actions featuring you no longer indulge in self self pitying, and having that sort of sense of entitlement, or say, or attitude that you deserve something or someone. But yeah, I guess um enough enough of me making some comments or some reviews about someone else. Let's talk about me, about myself, in instead. After all, it is my live stream, my channel here. Yeah. So as for the ongoing Cold War or Cold Wars, um, in between, in between, in between, I and that wicked woman. I suppose the negotiation entered another stalemate. I currently have pretty much have no idea as to how to proceed, or how to make the whole thing go forward into the next phase or the next stage. So maybe maybe I will be writing another email, making some threats. um, but some of them, or if not most of them, are gonna be mostly empty threats. But yeah, and I suppose I also need to do something about my about improving my quality of sleep, since I don't know when exactly it all started, but you know um roughly since I was like around 14, not exactly 14, but around 15 to 16, I kind of I pretty much tend to get super duper sleepy after sunset, to the point that I can no longer fully concentrate on simple tasks. But um I beg your pardon. Despite all that, I am still functioning rather adequately while filming this live stream, this live filming session. So you guys may not have taken notice, but I suspect that I suffer from something called advanced sleep phase disorder, ASPD. Well, according to Google, well, or at least according to what Google's AI says, advanced sleep phase disorder, ASPD, is a circadian rhythm disorder where individuals consistently fall asleep and wake up several hours earlier than desired. leading to early evening sleepiness and early morning awakenings. Yeah, that pretty much typically, summarized, you know, pretty much 100% accurately summarize and you know beg your pardon. um, beg your pardon. Described my symptoms quite 100% accurately, to say the least. And furthermore, this can cause um, social and work related beg your pardon, social and work related hardships or difficulties, as individuals find it hard to stay awake for evening activities or adjust to standard work schedules. The condition is often linked to genetics, and potential potential management strategies include light therapy, chronotherapy, chronotherapy. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not sure how to say that, but yeah, it should be chronotherapy or me- melatonin, though its management can be challenging. Yeah, symptoms: early sleepiness, early awakening, social and work disruption, maintenance, sleep maintenance, insomnia. Yeah, characterized by inability to stay asleep until a desired wake time. Yeah, I do. Yes, I pretty much do suffer from those symptoms. Yeah, pretty much all of them, um, and quite unfortunately, such um, ASPD seems you know uh, a built-in link to hereditary causes, aka genetics, and as a result, there may be so little I can do about it, to improve my quality of sleep. So that's precisely why I have been also planning to buy a new mattress, something softer, something something thicker, a much thicker and softer mattress. See how that see if that can improve my quality of sleep by helping me stay sleep for at least 7 to 8 hours per session. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, I don't suppose I shall rank them in levels of ascending or or not exactly a level of ascending or I beg your pardon, or or the other, way of arranging their priorities. But yes, I suppose I do have, a few tasks on hand currently. Yes, first and foremost, stay healthy and fit, by by keeping doing physical exercises such as some more, sit ups and push ups and etc. And the other one being, yes, trying to stretch trying to stretch more length to earn some more money. And the other one, yes, constantly learn more about alternative investments, such as, but are not limited to yes to collecting and trading antique silver coins, and something else such as stamps, maybe also Pokemon cards, blah blah blah, and some some small collectible items like maybe rings, um also say um maybe also, how should I put it, yes, antique banknotes, blah blah blah, yeah. But I would try, my like I said, I shall keep you guys posted on how they goes, and I shall do my I shall do my utmost best to keep you guys in the know. Yeah, and by not exactly regularly, but intermittently sharing what I've learned, about how they work, how alternative investments work. But please do bear in mind that they by no means, in no wise, serve as financial advice, or any sort of professional recommendations, or regimen, or or say, or instructions, you know as to what you must do or what you should do in order to change or improve your your own personal financial, or or health situations, or conditions, or statuses. So yeah, that's consider that. Please consider that a a a I beg your pardon, um a a disclaimer. Yes, consider that. Please consider that a disclaimer. So yeah, please do not take whatever I say here on YouTube or at rumble.com or whatever platform as something, you know as financial advice, or professional instructions or recommendations to improve your own circumstance or situations, in particular, particularly, but are not limited to, financial situations or health conditions or medical symptoms, blah blah blah. Yeah. But other than that, yes, like I said, yes, I shall do my best, guys. To keep you guys posted, to keep you guys in the loop, in the know. Yeah. So I suppose yeah, I have talked quite enough. So in case you guys have some questions or doubts to get clarified, now is the time for FAQs slash frequently asked questions. Feel free to shoot. Feel free to ask away. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions or doubts to get clarified? For the time being, no. If that's the case, then yes, I shall then conclude this live stream, this live filming session, if you don't mind. Yeah. Thank you very much for dropping in, for tuning in. And in case you have some questions afterwards, feel free to post them. Feel free to post them as comments below this video, or you can feel free to send me a private message via the Discord link I shared on my channel. Until next time then. Until next time, if God's still willing, thank you very much again for tuning in and your heart-warming messages and comments and generous. You're generous. Thank you so much for your generous patronage thus far. And yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, I beg your pardon for my stuttering. Until next time, if God's still willing, enjoy your weekend. Stay strong, stay out of trouble, and stay far from weak. Take care. Bye. Stay safe and God bless. Amen. Cheers. Enjoy your weekend and see you around.